Hey friends, it's Stephanie with another edition of my Traveler's Notebook journey from Behind the Designs. And we're going to go over kind of all this today. Um, Kind of a mildly hot topic, but then also we're going to do some fun stuff. All right, so you know already, I just set these two up for Halloween, which will be in, October's coming in a few days. So this is my wide prunella by Planner Perfect. This is my narrow Gabriella. And I use mainly the wide for up till now business. And then the narrow I introduced to kind of bring more in a personal aspect to all the stuff that I do. And of course, my lavender Sherpa bag. We're going to talk about all this stuff. So let me kind of just push these aside. Okay, so I did mention a few times I was going to bring this in to do a quick flip of it. And there was a debacle with my box, and the one thing I was counting on didn't happen. So I'm kind of just, I guess, over it, done with it. The disc system, it has its great capabilities with organizing by section, but disc and Traveler's Notebook, I just don't have time anymore. So I am ditching this. I'm ditching the disc system. I'm ditching this setup. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So this is out. So peace out, disc system. Okay, so I have my wide, I have my narrow. As you know, in here are three, and you may have noticed I changed my clip. I did have the lavender clip on, but I don't know, you can't really see the black, and I may switch, I don't know. I don't have an orange though. I wish I had an orange one. But in here is currently my monthly plan book, which I customized with printables from my shop. And then I have the 3 calendars that I use for like YouTube and Instagram, my blog and shop, and then this is everything else. So this kind of has been pretty stable since about like April, I believe, is when I kind of jumped back in to the Traveler's Notebook system. So there's wide. Let's set her aside for a minute. Then we have the narrow, which I set up, which I love the narrow. So this is really kind of my Halloween setup. I had these 2 Halloween books from 2024, and I had purchased them not as the sub box, but as blank journals. So they're just blank, like pages. I am currently working on customizing this one. This would be just a journal. Let me show you what I did. So, I was on a roll. I started getting this all set up how I wanted. I created this cover page to go on the inside. And then I created the month, which is similar to one you've seen before. It's again printable from my shop. And then, as you know, the next 2 pages, so this set and this set, are typically the goal pages. And then it goes into weeks and then your days, so forth and so forth. Well, I did my first week. So I got my first week in here. I started doing the dates. Then I said, okay, instead of like penciling in the goals, I think I'm going to do a page form and just, again, tape it in. So I accidentally taped my goals pages in the wrong spot. So I haven't written much in here because I needed to figure out what to do with this. I'm going to still use it, but what's going to happen is these 2 pages, like I'm going to still put some goals here, but then I've got 2 blank pages. I need to work through the book to see if I have enough pages to like cover all the weeks and then the days. Because if this pushes everything over and I don't have enough room at the end of the book, then I'm going to have to put my first week here, which was the page these goal sheets should have went on. So just a little debacle. It doesn't bother me. I'm still going to use it. This will become my October plan book. And then journal. This is the other journal I am working through. And then just as a quick note, so with the Halloween theme, so Jenny has put out a Halloween themed box that is currently available on the website now. And it has a journal in it. It has stickers, washi tapes, journal cards. I think that's it. It's a gorgeous box, but because I already had these and I started them, I figure I'm just going to stick with what I got. So here's my narrow. All right. So those are planners, journals, that kind of thing. Quick note about the Sherpa bag. I'm going to try and mix in a lot before I bring in the last item that I'm going to show you. So as you know, I have my Sherpa bag. Now I forgot to tell you this the last time. This bag and both Sherpa bags are completely flippable. So you can take everything out and literally flip it inside out. And then you have another charm here that works for this side. So just a side note about this, I wanted to remember to tell you, because if you like this print, you can flip it around. And you got a brand new pencil case. So that's why there's 2 charms, and I did forget to mention that. So there's about Sherpa. Let's put this cutie over here. Now, I wanted to show you something quick about the journal cards. So you know when you get your box, you get your journal card. You get 6 cards or 12 cards per box, doubles of everything. I want to show you what I did. We're always like looking for unique ways to use our journal cards. And so I wanted to show you what I did with one from the beginning of the year. And I think I'm going to continue it. I really kind of like the idea. So I purchased this acrylic frame, and it's a magnet together. And I put in it the card. So if you're interested, I found this at Michael's. And this is the paper that was on the inside. And then I kept the little UPC code in case you're interested. And I've actually had this sitting up on my desk for months and months and months, and I keep forgetting to show you. So I kind of wanted to show you because I'm hoping this girl comes back in 2026, because I like the idea of putting her in here. So I like how it looks. And then the other thing you can do is on the back, there is a little piece of tape to hold the card in place or to hold this paper. It is a photo frame, but I'm using it for my journal card. But what you could do is you could take that tape off, and then on the back of the card, just put a matching piece of paper or just write it right on the card so that you know 2025, which I will probably do. You can do some kind of decorative word of the year quote. So if you're on your desk, again, I'm going to lay it flat so you can see it. If you have it like this, you can always flip it over like that. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to show that. It was a fun little thing I keep meaning to bring out, and I've just kind of forgotten about it. So there you go. All right, so let's talk about one other thing with the Sherpa bag. Let me go back here. I got a lot I'm going to show you. I found at Target this adorable little supply kit. Like, really? Let me open this, because you know what it's perfect for? Your pen bag, your pencil pouch, whatever. So let's open this and look what it comes. Put the box somewhere. It comes in a perfect little case. You have a staple remover, you have your stapler, this is a hole punch, I believe. You have mini scissors, a mini tape dispenser, and a pencil sharpener. I mean, how perfect is that, right? And look, boop, it's done. And I'm ready to go. So in case you're interested, again, Target, here is the UPC for it. I found it in the office supplies, and it literally was perfect for this bag. So happy I found that. Okay, tuck off Sherpa. Let's kind of push this one a little up here because I need a bit of room. So then the bigger question was, the big question of the day, what am I doing to replace that? It's kind of been on my mind for a month or more now, and I already had started to make a plan. And I'm going to show you what it is. Now, I wasn't going to bring this in until 2026, but I'm actually going to start it now. So let me show you what I have. Here is my tray of goodies. In fact, to make sure I can get the tray in here, let's move her over here. And let's kind of tuck this there. Okay. So, you know, I had my tray. I keep things in a tray until I know what it is I'm doing with them. This is a new to me A5 Planner Perfect folio, or it's not folio, it's a traveler's notebook in Harper. So, I mean, right? I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I have my, I say this, I don't know what I'm doing. I had my plan to challenge myself to see if I could plan smaller. With the things that I do, it wasn't really working. So, you know, the B6 Slim idea is perfect for my nature journaling, but I just don't know if it's for me for planning. So, and now I'm going in the opposite direction, which is now bigger. Here's my plan. Here's my A5. This is going to take the place of that disc system that I was kind of using on the side. So what I did was I went ahead and I pulled out a theme of things, as you can see. Again, this won't be Halloween themed because, well, I don't need it to be. Although it doesn't hurt that it's black because it matches my clip on my wide. Let me tuck that back there. Okay, so what am I going to put in here? Well, as you know, I have this A5 Daisy book that I have been using. So this is a pocket for the notepad. I didn't get it with the notepad, which isn't a problem because Jenny does sell the notepad separately. I can pick it up at any time. But in my Daisy book, you know, I was using it. I taped things up. I have been writing in it. And I'm glad I have been, because again, this is going to replace what I thought I was going to be doing with the discs. And you know what? Like I say, everything happens for a reason. Or as my mother used to say, and I now say, everything happens for a reason. So while I wasn't overjoyed at the idea of putting it, oops, let me try and get this in here, on the strings, we've all had the discussion in the fans group about this book on the strings because the strings are wider. But overall, look at it. Like, it's not terrible. It really isn't. And so, you know, I'm happy about that. So this has really become, or is becoming, my, let me see, I would call it my content reference planner is what I would call it. It holds all my ideas, you know, whether they're for blog posts, video posts, let's see, what else? What else did I put in here? Ideas, working out like a draft of what I want in either post, that kind of thing. So it's really become quite handy. So I'm glad I have it. Now, I did have in my stash this Daisy book, which was an A5. I didn't have an A5 to put it into. I bought the book because this color, Daisy, is kind of the color of the Traveler's Notebook collection that was Amelia. So I have the old Amelia leathers. So I have it in a tote, I have it in a wide, a narrow. I believe I got both. And then these books matched that perfectly. So I had bought like all this stuff. So that's what I'm going to use in here, because as you can see, all of this works. I have my charm. I've got some little, journal cards. So right now, this book is just a blank book. I haven't made a decision yet what I'm going to be putting in here, but let's try putting this one here. I have my pen, of course, which is my Lamy. I'm not sure what it was called. I want to say it was called Hot Pink. So let me get this in here. I do need to refill her ink, which I will probably just do black because that seems to go with the theme. And then I've got these journal cards. They're duplicates, and it's not, urgent or necessary that they even be in here, but they kind of matched and I thought they were cute, so why not? I've got my Ollie clip here, and it will cover this a little bit, but I kind of liked that there, right? That looks good. I will need to make another color coding card, which I have. On the front, so let me get this closed. Let's get the rest of it on, if I can get the strings. So this is, at the moment, the setup. So let's get this on. I'm loving the pink. I mean, I'm all into the Halloween stuff, but I'm loving this mid-tone pink. And then look. So I now have this A5 for replacing the purpose of that disc system. So I am no longer in discs at all. No consideration for them. Don't care about it. So I have A5. I have my wide. I won't put the string on there. And I now have narrow. Right? This is kind of to give you the glimpse of a glimpse. I'm not saying it's permanent. Of my 2026 lineup. So it's giving you an idea of what I'm thinking of doing. Now, let me first show you my book. Let's get this open again. Okay, so with this book, or it's not a book, with this Traveler's Notebook, there were elements in the disc system that I needed to make sure were filtered somehow throughout these systems. So one of the bigger things was the forward planning. You know that I was custom creating a 6-month planner because I wanted to give it a test, see if it was going to work for me. So basically what I'm doing is, and I kind of already had this in play. So luckily had already ordered it. It came in yesterday, which is why I pushed the video to today, Sunday. So I have this for 2026. So this is going to become, and this is A5, this is the planner, and this is the first time ever in my planner that I have gotten dot grid. So I'm going to see how it works. Again, with the 12-month planner, you get 4 pages of dot grid paper or blank or whatever you choose, and then it goes into the next month. So this book is now going to go in here, and I'm unsure because both of these books look great, and I'm already ruining my pages. Both of these look great in Harper. I mean, this goes because it just goes with all the black, but then this goes because of all the pink, so it works. So basically what's going to happen is this is going to become my forward planner. It's going to become the thing that I go to first to plan out content, no matter where it's going. You know I have a color code system, so it's going to work just using highlighters in the colors that relate to the subject. So this is my forward planner, and at the moment it's just a notebook, and then my Daisy book, which is basically my business backbone. It's the content reference planner, and it now all fits gorgeously in this A5. I don't know, you know what the strings are? You a pull under or pull over? I always see difference. Some people do under, some people do over. I don't know why I never did over, but maybe because I felt like I had more control pulling it from under. But anyhow, that's a side point. So here is my A5, which I will be working on getting like fully up to the speed I need it to be. It's all ready to go. This will not be something I change out with the seasons. It's, probably going to remain pretty static. I may change out the color of things here and there. But this is going to be for that exclusive purpose of business, which is it's business/blog. So it's kind of really the blog planner. Now, what I am going to put in here is, let me get my scissors, which I have not created a little sleeve for yet. I just purchased, and I'm cutting them open. Okay, so I just purchased 2 new clips. You know how I love, okay, pick it up. See the little clip there? The brass clip. You know how I love those. And so I found 2 clips that are perfect for my other setups. This one is going on here. Let me see if I can get it angled for you. I just want to drink coffee and make pretty things. Gorgeous, right? I love it because it's almost like if you watch my craft room tour, the picture that my daughter painted for me. So it worked out perfectly. So I am going to tuck this one, no particular place. Well, let me open it. It might be easier. Let me just clip it in somewhere until I'm ready to really put it where I want to put it. I just love these clips. They're so cute. I love them. Okay, so there is now my new clip, my A5 setup. She is ready to rock and roll. My wide is already set up to go. She has her clip. This wide is going to remain as it is set up at the moment. So what that means is, actually I'm going to put that there. What that means is, going into 2026, I will be tweaking some of the things in here. What exactly? Well, you got to watch and wait till I do my 2026 video. But here's wide, here's my A5, and now this is my narrow, which I then bought this adorable clip for. So it's a cat in the moon sitting on some books. I don't know, it doesn't show it as a black cat, but I just kind of thought, well, I have this cat theme, right? And it would go cute here. So what I'm going to do is put it in here. I'm just going to, again, put it somewhere. And then this one will be ready to go as well. It's kind of peeking in behind that. I may move those around a bit. Right now it's not breaking the bank. So I think I am 100% on track now. More to come on this A5, as I get into it and start using it, I'll show you the things I'm thinking of and doing. And then of course we did the acrylic block for, let's see if I can get you no glare. There we go. For my journal card. So again, I hope she comes out with the 2026 card for this, because that will be just great. Okay. So here is all my setups. I'm going to move her so I don't knock her off. And then more to come on how this is working out. These are working out great. And I'm looking forward to the coming months and really diving into this A5. Will it replace either of these? Not this one. I do still think, because I do like to do memory keeping in kind of both these sizes, but again, more to come on it. There's no decision now. My goal was to, introduce you to the A5 and what I'm doing with it. And I'm loving it. I love this whole look. I'm crushing. Okay, I'm done. All right, so I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you like this video, I hope you hit that like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, just remember to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that you know when I post my next video. That's it for today.